So I would like to welcome Vikram Damodaran, Chief Innovation Officer at Diageo India, known for his commitment to empowering women through diversity initiatives. Please give a welcome and a huge round of applause for Vikram. Well, Vikram, as a leader known for fostering innovation and creativity, if you can share with us, how have your personal initiatives or leadership approaches contributed to empowering women?
I'm just going to start off with a little bit of an observation here. I know about 50% of the seats are empty and most of them are probably at the bar outside.
So,
Johnny Walker bar.
Good news for you.
Great news for us, but what I wanted to call out was it's being set up by two women, Anjali and Pallavi.
Oh, amazing.
So when you step out of the Johnny Walker bar, just say hi to Pallavi and Anjali. Yeah? So, but to your question, Shibani, I think as far as my personal role is concerned, my role is that of creativity. And what we're trying to do at Diageo India is really shape the future of celebration and consumption. And what's consumption and celebration without all genders being equanimous in the way we approach solutions. So for us, having women as part of the team, women contributing in multiple facets of the business play a huge role. Just to call out a few women in our business who are absolutely influential in shaping up this industry. My Chief People Officer, our General Counsel, my CMO, our CEO, everybody's a woman. Our global CEO is a woman. So if anybody has any doubts about women playing a role in Alcobev, thanks to Varna out here, who's another great example. I don't think that question ever exists now. So the other thing that I also do is I've had the good fortune of having been mentored by some of the best women in different facets of the business. Starting with my mother, she was a gynecologist. My father was an entrepreneur. Right from, and I don't want to declare my age on stage, but from decades ago, I learned that prioritization of work and life was just everybody's task. A man or a woman didn't matter. Everybody had to do what they had to do to move forward, right? Next thing that I also specifically come into, I also mentor a lot of people. 80% of the people that I mentor are women. And it's my way of giving back everything that I've learned from women in my life. The last thing is we have something called the Spirited Women's Network that we run in the company. And I am the chair of that particular initiative. The reason why I personally signed on to do that is to fundamentally answer that one question that Varna posed is this a great place for women to thrive? And that's exactly the stereotype that we want to break and give them an opportunity and a foundation to grow.
Great insights. And tell me, Vikram, who would you like to share the spotlight with?
Yes, a little bit of backstory. I was sitting there listening to all these wonderful, inspiring stories, and for a moment I thought I actually got my brief wrong because everybody was introducing people from their own workspaces. Yeah. Today I decided to share the stage and the spotlight with somebody with whom I shared a stage and a spotlight 25 years ago when I actually got married, and that's my wife.
Well, let's welcome Vijay Lakshmi Damodaran. She dons many hats as the Chief Operating Officer of Cognizant Cloud and Infra Business, a social media influencer, animal rights activist, and a mother.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here.
You know, tell us more. And of course, Vikram, you have invited your wife on the stage. How does she inspire you? Let's just hear that first.
A couple of things that I would really call out. I fell in love with her for a reason, and she'll tell you that story. But in any case, I think I wake up every morning fully knowing I am functional because of her, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. You know, we see quite a few people here who run startups. If my two kids can be called startups, those are the two startups she runs, with absolutely no involvement whatsoever from me. And I know that and I acknowledge it. So for that, I see a superhero in her. But more than anything else, she keeps me grounded. I fly high most of the time. She keeps me grounded. For those reasons, I find her inspiring.
So tell us more, you know, from your diverse experience from engineering to activism, how has it, you know, shaped your leadership style?
Right. So 3 takeaways based on 3 incidents in my life. So I became an engineer because it was lesser of the 3 evils that was presented to me. I had to choose between chartered accountancy, medicine or engineering. I chose engineering. I did not like it. I was a very good student at school and really struggled during my college years. So in my 4th semester, I decided to work very hard. I wanted to top the class, and I did fairly well. And my professor called me aside and said, this is brilliant. You need to continue to top the class. You have this potential, so why don't you start acing all your courses? And at that time, I was very dismissive of what he had to offer, and I told him, no, I just wanted to prove myself that I could do it, but this is not something I'm interested in doing on the long run. Now, my wise professor called me aside, and he told me, it's very easy to top the charts once in a while. What is difficult is to consistently stay in the chart, to be consistently relevant. And of course, at that point of time, it was young blood. I probably laughed at his wise words. But much later in life, I understood the meaning of what he had to say. So being consistent is extremely important. And I can proudly say I'm consistently average. Because to be consistently average, you need a routine, you need to practice it, and it's not easy. So that's been my first mantra. Tell me something, do I have more time or do I have to stop it here?
Please go on.
All right, okay. My second takeaway is swiftness in making a decision. So I met him on IRC chat about 26 years ago, and that was the time when we didn't have Yahoo chats and so on and so forth. So he was a senior, he had passed out, he was in Houston, he came to meet me. He proposed within 24 hours of meeting me, and I said okay to him within another 24 hours. So 48 hours, life partner decision made. So right before the wedding, I went to my mom and said, I think, I'm not sure if this is the guy I want to marry. My mother, being the typical Indian mother, said, get out of the room, okay? Because she's invested so much in the wedding. And then I went to my dad and told him, I'm not sure if this is the guy I want to marry. Maybe I'll find a better guy. So my dad said, you know what, maybe it was a swift decision, and I'm sure you'll find a better man. And I'm sure he'll find a better woman as well. But it's about staying, with that decision and not worrying about how that decision can potentially go wrong in the future. And I think that was an important life decision. Even today, in my corporate role or in my, at home, I don't mull over decisions. I make my decision swiftly. Well, I've chosen him within 48 hours, and what could be bigger than that? So I think it's very important to make your decision swiftly.
So how do you feel about Vikram sharing the spotlight with you? And share the spotlight is fine, but does he share the load as well at home? And how does he do that?
Yeah, because I think the load can come in different ways, right? Sharing the load. And for me, I think the biggest aspect of Vikram, the magic that he brings into the marriage, is that over the last 25 years, not once has he critiqued me, give me constructive feedback, telling me, about my behavior, about my choices, about my, actions. And, that's extremely important to me. Even if I were to make a fool of myself on the stage today and I went back home and I asked him, how was I? He would say, you were fine. One could say, that's not honest feedback. How are you going to grow if you don't get honest feedback? But honestly, that's given me the space. It's given me the space to reflect. It's given me the space to think about, my actions and actually own up to it. And I think that is the biggest demonstration of love and support, when you can give your space, to your spouse, and your spouse is able to grow, evolve, and discover their own journeys.
Great. Thank you so much, both of you, for joining us today on the stage.
Thanks
it was
for having us,
wonderful,
Shubha.
wonderful having you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, as we draw the curtains on our Storyboard 18 Share the Spotlight, I want to extend my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for your enthusiastic participation in this initiative. Today has been a celebration of inspirational women leaders and their tribes, shining a spotlight on the lesser-known stories of those who have gone above and beyond, carve out their own unique paths. I would like to express my deepest appreciation to all of our esteemed guests. I would also like to thank our partners once again for their unwavering support throughout this journey. Partnered by Nilaya, co-presented by Gulf Oil, venue partner the Leela Palaces, data science partner Chi-Square, celebration partner Johnny Walker, and associate partner Z-Work and Reliance Industries. Thank you all once again for being a part of this memorable event.